I think the first is, particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. When my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. We had just one computer, so the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard like every waking hour, particularly if you're starting a company. Okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company. The other thing I'd say is, if you're creating a company or if you're joining a company, the most important thing is to attract great people. So all a company is a group of people that are gathered together to create a product or service. And so depending upon how talented and hardworking that group is, that will determine the success of the company. Then I'd say focus on signal over noise. For example, at Tesla, we've never spent any money on advertising. We've put all of the money into R&D and manufacturing and design to try to make the car as good as possible. I think that's the way to go. You may have heard me say that it's good to think in terms of the physics approach of first principles. Rather than reasoning by analogy, you boil things down to the most fundamental truths you can imagine, and you reason up from there.
Somebody could say, in fact people do, that battery packs are really expensive, and that's just the way they'll always be, because that's the way they've been in the past. Because historically it's cost $600 per kilowatt hour, and so it's not going to be much better than that in the future. So first principles would be to say, okay, what are the material constituents of the batteries? What is the spot market value of the material constituents? So break that down on a material basis and say, okay, if we bought that in the London Metal Exchange, what would each of those things cost? Like, oh, geez, it's like $80 per kilowatt hour. So clearly, you just need to think of clever ways to take those materials and combine them into the shape of a battery cell, and you can have batteries that are much, much cheaper than anyone realizes.
That third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.